Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review. Today I'm here to tell you all about the latest album from Abigail Williams, Walk Beyond the Dark, out November 15th on Blood Music. This album has 7 tracks, 56 minutes in length, and this is the band's 5th full-length studio album. This album is the musical equivalent of a long walk in a dark forest, not necessarily looking for a way out of the forest, just wandering within that darkness. That is the vibe, the mood, the atmosphere that this album has to offer to the listener. Overall, as you start looking at this album and as you go through the 7 tracks, you start to feel like this album picks few pieces of styles, of feels, of sounds that were released in previous albums, combines them with a new fresh approach, and then it delivers it to the listener on this new record. The album is filled with dark riffs, melodies, atmospheric overtones, and it's an overall sound that really sucks you into the record, and with every passing song you just feel like you're getting sucked deeper and deeper into the darkness that the overall album has to offer. There's also a very fine line in mixing aggression with melody and even some melancholic melody at times. I really feel like that's one of the key ingredients of this record, is how well the aggression, the intensity is blended in with melancholy and melody. The combination of these factors, perhaps polar opposite factors, is done in a very smart, intelligent way that allows the songs to have these two distinct feels, these two distinct emotions, and still not feel like it's breaking apart or that it's disconnected somehow. They're just intertwined from the first song all the way to the last song. You always feel this urge and this dynamic, this battle, this inner struggle between that aggression and intensity and the more melodic, melancholic feel of the songs. The guitars and drums really work in parallel to achieve a very well balanced sound overall when you're looking at the record. The cellos that they use on the album, in my opinion, really offer something incredible from an atmospheric perspective. It gives a sense of beauty, a sense of light, but at the same time, it brings so much darkness to the songs. It brings so much darkness to the overall mood that this album has. I really feel that the way those 3 elements, guitars, drums, and cellos, work, it's really the key main ingredient in order for this album to work overall. They're really able to create songs that have very interesting dynamics, very interesting structures that are very independent from each other, but by using these 3 components in very similar ways on every single track, you allow the album to feel very cohesive from the first all the way to the last song. The vocals, from my perspective, are the perfect conduit on this record. They are the perfect way to deliver the message of the lyrics into the overall rapping that combines the songs. I like the mixture of the clean and harsh vocals. I think it's very important in order to give the songs the right atmosphere, to give the songs the right balance. Obviously, you get predominantly harsh vocals, really dark, heavy vocals, but the use of clean vocals here and there, some sprinkles here and there throughout the record, in my opinion, really balance out the tracks extremely well, giving the songs a sense of being more fuller, to have more life, to have more dynamic, to have more emotion. And I think the emotion is perhaps the key component of using those clean vocals, because it just gives a different sense to the songs. It's able to push the songs into a different direction and give them a little bit more expansion on their sound. I really like the vocals on this record, and I like everything they did surrounding the vocals. But to me, this is an album that's all about the sound. It's all about the power that the sound carries forward, and the way the guitars, drums, and cellos combine together to give you different sounds, to give you different approaches, to give you different dynamics. It's really the key ingredient that makes this album work overall. Now, talking about some songs, I really want to touch on 3 tracks that I really gravitated towards. I want to start with Ever So Bold, a song that starts almost like a winter storm in terms of the darkness that it brings forward. The vocals really guide you through the aggression and melody. They're kind of like they're holding your hand throughout the track, and they're really taking you on the journey that this song embarks on. The guitar solo adds a lot of melody and light. And the drums around it continue to provide some darkness. So I really like the way they included the solo on this track, specifically on how it sounds. The solo is really bright. It has a lot of light to it, but they never took the darkness away from the song by keeping the drums really heavy and the surrounding area of the solo. It really gave the song a lot more power. It made almost the brightness that the solo has feel a little bit dark at the same time. So I really like that combination, and the ability that the song has to navigate through aggression and darkness, melancholy and melody is really what makes this song one of the most memorable tracks on the record. Next, Into the Sleep, relentless song from the opening. This is not a song that starts off smooth with a smooth transition or a smooth intro and kind of eases its way in. No, this is a song that's absolutely relentless and aggressive from the first moment all the way through. The aggression and intensity sometimes masks the melody that this song has, because this song has a lot of melody built into it. It's just that it's so aggressive. There's so much around it that sometimes the melody gets hidden, it gets masked, and you almost forget about it, and you're just concentrating on how strong the aggression is, specifically coming from the drums and guitars. But there's still melody there, and every time the guitar melody pops up into the open, it becomes more predominant, becomes more of a main factor of the song. You realize how incredibly melodic overall this track is. Really, the combination between melody and aggression fits perfectly well within the parameters of this song. The song has some more intense moments, and there's some moments where the intensity drops, and when the intensity drops, it gives the song almost a more melancholic feel. There's a portion of the song there where you get this almost melancholic bridge that really dulls your emotions, that really brings your emotions down, that allows you to almost disconnect for a minute there until the aggression comes back in, and it comes back in with the vocals. The vocals really bring it back, and then bring it back to where the song started, and it goes full circle. This is a track that feels to me that it goes full circle. It starts off by peaking, it dulls in the middle, and then it comes back up again, and then as it starts to finish, it starts to go back again and dwindle into nothing. I really like the overall structure that this song has, and I like the way the sound travels throughout that structure. Really impressive track. Last but not least, Born of Nothing. The cello on this song to me is the main key component that really allowed me to gravitate towards this track. I like the beauty of the cellos overall on this song. I like how they were used. I like the atmosphere that they gave to the song. I like the beauty that they gave to the song. The cello opening with the guitar, very mellow, very stripped down, gives a very somber feel to this song, gives the song a very awkward, sinister feel. Once the drums come in, all gates of hell open, and then the aggression starts. Now, that aggression does not stay for too long. It stays for a period of time until that beauty, that darkness, that dullness comes back again, and it really changes the dynamic of the track completely. The song dips in intensity, becomes almost darker, slower, just really drags, has a feeling of dragging. I really like that, and during those periods you can really hear the cellos, you can really feel the melodic approach of the cellos, and you can really feel the darkness that those cellos give to the song. It has this really deep impact, it has this slower feel, but still dark and beautiful at the same time. It almost has, during that stretch of the track, it almost has a Victorian horror vibe to it. That's how the cello melody plays out. That's the feel that it gives to the song, and I really like that approach. It adds something very different to this track, unique, that you don't get from other songs on the record. I like how it continues all the way through. I thought at the beginning maybe he was going to come back to that aggression, but no, it continues through that more melodic, methodic path all the way to the end of the track. A very incredible song. Really well put together, really well structured, and to me the key component of this song is how the cellos are incorporated into the track, how they work with the way the vocals are coming across in a more methodic approach, and I really like the combination of vocals and cellos and the melody that it gives to the song, at the same time giving it so much darkness. And it's a song that it's heavy, but heavy from an emotional perspective, not necessarily heavy from a musical perspective. I really enjoy this track, one of my favorites on the album. Alright guys, this is it. This is Abigail Williams, Walk Beyond the Dark, out November 15th on Blood Music. Let me know your thoughts on the band, on the single that's been released. Use the comment section below. I'll be reading those as always and getting back to you. Take care, guys.